It's been a difficult start to the season for Mumbai Indians, but nothing that a little win cannot cure. Finally, they have a W against their name in the Indian Premier League's 2024 edition with a 29-run win against Delhi Capitals, that too in front of their home crowd. It was an interesting matchup between these two teams because both find themselves in the bottom of the table with a few unsavory results right at the start of the season. Mumbai, particularly, has been boxed not just by these results that haven't gone their way, but also about a lot of chatter about that dressing room, the equations that are there because of the whole Hardik Pandya versus Rohit Sharma pitting that everyone seems to love to do. So a lot's been riding against this team throughout the season, even before the season began. So in that context, this win will be one to savor because it truly took a team effort to make this 29-run win possible. Wankhede Stadium is a venue that really likes the teams that chases in a match, and Rishabh Pant tapped into that tendency of this surface when he decided to field when he won the toss against Mumbai Indians earlier in the evening on Sunday. It was a good wicket, seemed like a flat track, and the Mumbai Indians have the kind of batting firepower that can really take advantage of a surface like this. And we saw Ishan Kishan and Rohit Sharma both get off to a brilliant start. They got around 75 runs in the power play, which was a perfect setup to what would eventually end at 234 runs for the team in total at the end of those 20 overs. Akshar Patel did peg one back when he removed, in the span of a couple of overs, he took out Rohit and Ishan to sort of stem the momentum. But there was always someone stepping up for Mumbai in this process of setting a score against Delhi. We saw Hardik Pandya play, I wouldn't call it conservative, but a very cautious 33 ball 39. But what really gave this innings impetus, that push to go to about 234, was undoubtedly Tim David and Romario Shepherd's ballistics towards the end of the innings. Tim David, in fact, very funnily spoke about how Romario Shepherd had just taken the spotlight away from him, stole his thunder with what he managed to do off that final over. He smashed Anrik Nokia for 32 runs off the 20th over of the Mumbai Indians innings to really push the team to that margin. Ultimately, we would end up seeing that this was more or less the margin of victory for Mumbai Indians, proving just how crucial this innings was from Romario Shepherd. With that innings, Mumbai posted a very imposing 234 on the board, and Delhi sort of got off to a slightly shaky start with David Warner falling with just 10 runs on the board from his side. This has been a problem for Delhi Capitals in terms of Warner's role right up top. He hasn't been consistent in that opening role, and that came to bite DC yet again. Nevertheless, Prithvi Shaw had company from Abhishek Porel, and the two really did a lot to improve the scoring rate. But Delhi never managed to get past a scoring rate of about 10 and over. They didn't have too many of those big overs. They barely had a 30-run over to really get the equation in their favor. But Prithvi Shaw, who ended up with 66 odd runs in about 40 balls, and Abhishek Porel, who had a 41 of 31, they were scoring, but they just weren't scoring quick enough or putting pressure back onto the Mumbai bowlers. Eventually, these two were perhaps the only innings of note before someone called Tristan Stubbs came out to try and steal the game away from Mumbai. He knows that Mumbai camp very, very well, and Mumbai should rue sending him away because of what they managed to see from this player in this game today. He managed to hit 71 of just 25 deliveries and seemed to be batting on a completely different plane compared to the rest of his teammates. But the difference is, and this is something that Rishabh Pant identified in the post-match chat as well, that power play, if that's not maximized and if the first 10 overs aren't really utilized to full capacity, if you don't try scoring as much as you can in those first 10 overs, it really leaves a lot to do for the batters coming later on with very little time and few deliveries to get the job done in. And that's exactly what happened to Delhi Capitals. If Tristan Stubbs had a couple of more deliveries, or if he had a little more time, or if he had a partner who was going just as explosively as he was, this game could have had a very different result. If that power play had gone better for Delhi, this game would have had a very different result. A lot of ifs and buts as far as Delhi's part of the aisle is concerned, but this is something that would have given them a lot of lessons in terms of how they need to plan their batting innings and how their batters need to approach a chase like this. This is not to say that the bowlers didn't have any role to play at all in this game. And when we're talking about bowlers, you can obviously go and check out our match report and our blog to get the detailed analysis of what the bowling card looked like. But I would like to talk about two bowlers in specific, Anrik Nokia and Jasprit Bumrah. Anrik Nokia had a night to forget, going at over 16 runs and over. And part of this, of course, is because of that 32-run slamming at the hands of Romario Shepherd. But that said, he has been a shadow of his former self in a lot of his games. He has been consistently expensive, which is not a great element of consistency to have in the first place. And Delhi needs to find a way to get him back to that potent, unplayable Anrik Nokia from a few seasons ago, who no batter could decipher for a huge string of games. And that would really hold Delhi in good stead if they manage to tap back there. But the contrast of that is Jasprit Bumrah, who in his 4 overs gave away only 22 runs, took the 2 key wickets of Prithvi Shaw and Abhishek Porel. That Prithvi Shaw delivery and that wicket is a photograph and a video that we're going to be visiting a number of times throughout the season, easily in that category of best dismissals of the season. A toe-crushing Yorker that just had Prithvi Shaw scrambling for space, and he was disarray, his stumps were in disarray, the leg stump flew off. It was really good. It was a very satisfying ASMR-ish wicket to watch. So, at the end of the game, after multiple dramatic patches like this, we have a 29-run win for Mumbai Indians. They get off the mark. The 234 that they managed to pose is the highest team total in T20s, which did not feature an individual 50, and it is the highest that Mumbai Indians has managed at the Wankhede Stadium. A truly special way to get off the mark in a very, very difficult start to the season, and one can only hope that Mumbai goes on from here, builds their campaign from here. Delhi will go back and lick its wounds. Ricky Ponting did not look like a happy man in the dugout when the camera panned to him, and there'll be a lot of notes being taken in that little book of his, but how they bounce back, how their batters respond better, how their bowlers respond better, these are all things that we will have to wait and watch as the season wears on. Obviously, there is another game on as we speak. Lucknow Super Giants is taking on Gujarat Titans. So you can catch all of the updates from that game and everything else from the Indian Premier League on Sportstar. Thank you so much for watching.